Those who run critical aid through this airport, stung by complaints that supplies aren't touching down when they should, not getting off the tarmac fast enough, now say they've streamlined the operation.
The aid is flowing in, not only from the United States government and the United States military, but all around the world.
Officials say up to 160 flights a day are coming through, compared with about 25 just after the earthquake. But this is also where victims are brought when they need to get out.
Get him on a medevac, get him back to the States, we were going to lose him.
As we're finishing up a live report, an American man rushes up to us, tells us he's got a boy who has to be medevaced immediately. He says he's a businessman working independently with aid groups. When we check this out, we find 8-year-old Ois Retas in the back of an SUV, cradled in the arms of a missionary, an IV drip attached, barely hanging on.
This boy is suffering from a severe brain trauma. We just brought him from Hope Hospital, a Sparrow Hospital in downtown Port-au-Prince, where the doctor said that if we could not get him medevac to a U.S. hospital or another hospital that could operate on him immediately, that he was going to die.
Charles Beal says he's just looking for anyone to tell him how to get Ois on a medevac flight, and he doesn't know where to start. I offer to take him to the U.S. military's command center, which is right next to a field hospital. As my photographer Floyd Yarmouth and I are hustling down there with him, we spot CNN's medical correspondent Sanjay Gupta. Dr. Gupta's a neurosurgeon, and we ask him to take a look at Ois.
They got a hospital set up, and they get a chopper, they can take you right there. Always got to go to Comfort. Those are the only two places that have a CAT scanner. Needs a CAT scanner.
We all pile in the SUV and head for the field hospital. While we wait outside, Ois is given some medication inside and quickly stabilized. Minutes later, he's brought out, taken to a chopper, and airlifted to the U.S. Navy ship Comfort. Later, Beal tells me how he was able to get the boy on the tarmac, even though he's not officially connected with any aid group.
So I talked a couple of police officers downtown into riding in front of us, and then I hired a car. We placed the boy in a private vehicle. The two police officers led us all the way through.
He says he talked his way through 3 checkpoints at the airport. I then spoke to one of the doctors who treated the boy.
But what would have happened if he had been held up outside the airport, if somebody hadn't let this guy in, and what would have happened?
Who knows? He was critical. He was sick. He was very critical when he got here.
We're later told that Ois was in stable condition on board the Comfort. One commander at the airport told me this wasn't just one guy sweet-talking his way onto the tarmac. He said officials at the checkpoints look at who's coming through, and if they can see that patients like this boy need critical care, they'll let them through. Brian Todd, CNN, Port-au-Prince.